was recognised by someone who didn't know me. Speaking of Scully, a 2.5 kilogram grapnel anchor, and then a couple of days ago I was recognised. This is not the first time I've been recognised. I was walking down the street doing my job and was recognised by someone who didn't know me, who only has seen the videos on the channel, which was kind of cool. The first time I was recognised was, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, and I did this video about bluff oysters, and someone had seen the bluff oyster video and recognised me at the Challenge petrol station on Milton Street here in Christchurch. The second time I was recognised at Hanmer Springs, holding my GoPro camera, about to go down the hydroslide, because someone had seen my previous Hanmer Springs hydroslide video. And a couple of days ago, a young fellow on a little blue motorbike scooter recognised me and says, "Are you Why in the World?" It's like, you kind of pause for a second and it's like, yeah I am. Now the weird thing about this is I'm in uniform and I've got like dark glasses on and a hat on and stuff, and because I wear a uniform in my job. I don't talk about my job online, but those of you who know me, you know what I do. So I thought it was a bit interesting that someone could actually recognise me whilst my face is sort of partially obscured by the dark glasses and hat and stuff. But nevertheless, I was recognised, and we only had a chance to talk for a couple of minutes, which was kind of cool, and the guy said, I didn't catch his name. I hope he watches this video. If you do, please leave a comment. It was nice to meet you. And he said that he'd seen some of my diving videos, and he'd even seen some of the recent videos of Scully. So yeah, small world. I mean, getting recognised on the street, it's certainly a bit of an odd experience, especially when you're in uniform and you're recognised. Speaking of Scully, there's been 4 videos that I'm creating in this playlist of Scully on 3 legs, and there's going to be probably 6 in total, because we've got the 4, and her fur is sort of growing back and she's quite well adapted right now to living on 3 legs, and I'm probably going to go for 6. There'll be like another one which sort of shows her advanced stages of recovery, and then there'll be like a 6th video which is like a summary. Anyway, I will just go and grab her so I can show you. Okay. So, the incision, basically there's like a big line vertically here, and then there's the one under here, and she's perfectly happy to be touched there. She actually quite likes the old scratches like this. She doesn't really like being restrained, which is why she's sort of not happy with me right now, sort of holding on to her like this. But she's doing pretty well. The fur is growing back. Look at that, standing on 3 legs. Yeah? Come over here. And that one leg here, come on, I want to show the leg. You can't tell that well from the camera, but like that front leg of hers is becoming like muscular, like it's, like a bodybuilder, because it has to be. Anyway, that's Scully on 3 legs. She's doing really well. The other day I saw her chasing away, on 3 legs, chasing one of the neighbourhood cats, because we've got a bunch of apartment buildings around us right now, and recently built apartment buildings, so there's an influx of new cats that are in the neighbourhood, and they're some of them are invading and jumping over the fence and into our property, and she chases them away on 3 legs. She's hungry right now. That's why she's just sort of rubbing up against my lunchbox. things are slowly coming along with the on the boating thing. It's kind of slow going because the cost involved, and that's one of the unlovely things that I've learned about this boating thing. You know, I haven't quite sort of realised how much cost is involved in all the stuff that you have to get when you know start getting into boating. So if you've seen some of the previous videos, you'll see that I've already got already got the boat. Here's an anchor chain. Here's a grapnel anchor. Alright. So there's the grapnel anchor, folded up. This is a 2.5 kilogram grapnel anchor. So you deploy it. Right. Now what you would be thinking to yourself with a grapnel anchor is that, okay, you attach the chain. You attach the chain to here, right? That's what you're thinking. Well, if that's what you're thinking, you're really wrong. What you do is you attach it to the top, and it goes along the side like that, right? See, I'll just go ahead and do it. This is part of the whole boating thing that I've sort of had to learn, is this whole thing of how does it all work, basically. There's actually a lot to learn. Alright, there's the chain attached to the top of the grapnel anchor. So what you do is it goes along the side like that, and then you take a plastic zip tie and you attach it from this loop into the chain there. Now the idea behind the chain is like, this is 3 meters of chain here. The chain acts like a weight, and it basically lays on the sea floor. And the idea behind that is so that the grapnel anchor lays on the sea floor flat like this. That way when the waves push the boat sideways, the grapnel anchor stays level, which allows the hooks of the anchor to grab onto the seafloor, which is like the rocks and stuff. Now, why would you not just put it on here? Well, the problem is, eventually the grapnel anchor is going to get caught on something. It'll be caught on rocks or something. If you've only attached it there and it's caught on rocks, you'll be pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling, and it won't come off. So what you do is you attach it like this, and then that plastic zip tie functions as what's called a breakaway, so that when you're pulling this chain, you know, you'll be pulling it on whatever angle. Maybe it'll be straight up and down, or maybe it'll be a 45-degree angle. That plastic zip tie is going to break off. Now when it breaks off, oh look, it's attached to the front. So your grapnel anchor will be sitting there, jammed and lodged on something, but now because the chain is attached to the front and not the back here, oh look at that, you're pulling it up right there where the hooks are, and then you can free your anchor. And that's how a grapnel anchor works, or at least this particular style of anchor. There's different anchors for different purposes. You know, you've got those mushroom anchors, and you've got I don't even know what the name of it. It's like the flat sand anchor. But this is a grapnel anchor, and a grapnel anchor is suitable for basically rocky bottoms, which is of course where I'm going to be diving. Now you may think to yourself, oh, but hang on, you can't open and close the anchor whilst there's a chain attached there. Well, you'd be wrong about that, because you can. So if I close that back up, you can still open and close it, you know, whilst this chain is attached along the side of the anchor. So that's the grapnel anchor. My God, I didn't realise how heavy it all was. This is like the first time I've actually handled it. from the time that I went and bought it from the Burns Co. from the boating shop. Then there's this. Who can guess what this thing is? This thing's pretty cool. This thing is a Genovo 80D air pump. Now, if you watched this earlier video, the new boat is going to be wild, you saw me using the hand pump to inflate the damn boat. The hand pump, that fucking sucked. Just oh man. So, right, you don't actually need to pull everything out of this bag here, but I'm just going to show you for the purpose of the camera. The battery comes separately, by the way. You can actually buy this model of pump with the, you can buy it with the battery built in the bottom. I decided not to get that one, just because buying the one with the battery not built in is about $100 cheaper. So here it is. Got it from AliExpress, manufactured from a factory in Dongguan, China. So you have to connect it to a power source. So here's your clips. Here's your 7 amp hour battery. This thing gives you about 15 minutes of inflation time. So you connect it up and straight away the LCD screen lights up. So you've got an on-off function here. I'm just going to press the on button quick. Alright, and you've got PSI versus KPA selector switch based on your unit of measurement, and you've got basically an up-down thing there. This is your connector that plugs into your boat. Here's the other end that just goes into the thing here. So connect that onto your boat, and then high-pitched screaming noise when it's not actually connected to a boat. And just the last thing is it's actually got inflation and deflation, so this thing can actually suck the air back out because it literally goes through like that. So it'll, yeah, no, sorry, that way. That sucks the air in, that blows the air out. So normally you'll be using that one to blow it, and then when it's deflation time, inflate it. What I decided to do was put a bit of duct tape on the front here and write down the inflation pressures of the boat, because otherwise you get out there and it's like, oh, I can't remember. The pontoons, is it, how many PSI is it? Pontoons are 3 PSI, floor is 9 PSI. Right, so that's pretty cool, you know, and this thing is like, this was like $220 New Zealand, I think, delivered. I got a fairly good deal on it. So, yeah, things are slowly coming together, and the reason it's taking so long is because of the costs involved. I mean, my God, the costs. You know, I've only got about $900 in the bank right now, and I need about $2,700 to get the outboard motor pretty much settled on the Tohatsu 9.8. I keep looking at outboard motors, and I keep, you know, looking, and it's like, oh, should I get the 15 horsepower, or should I get a different model, different brand, or should I get heavier one, should I get lighter one, oh, you know, I don't know, 4-stroke, 2-stroke, and every time I look, I keep coming back to this one, because it's lightweight, it's 26 kilograms, it's in the slightly more affordable price range, sub $3,000, it's, you know, about $2,700. And it's, you know, reliable, so Tohatsu 9.8, 2-stroke. Yeah. Right, this video's gone on long enough. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. I'll see you